Say hello when you're logging in. I'm playing with this for a reason, so bear with me. I will give people just a little bit of time to log in. Before I get talking, good morning. I always like you to tell me where you're logging in from because I like to get jealous and inspired of where you are around the world. Is it hot there? Is it snowing? It's snowing in parts of the UK, but it's warm here today, actually. It's really nice. For once. It's cold, actually. It's not warm, but it's sunny. So it's like, swings and roundabouts. I don't mind it. As long as it's sunshine, I can cope. It's dry. That's the whole thing. I've got two things going on here, so bear with me. So say hello when you're logging on. This is a big thing to talk about. It is, isn't it? Because New Jersey, USA, amazing. Wish I was there. Morning. Okay, so it's a big deal, isn't it, to show some vulnerability sometimes. But I do believe it needs to be talked about because, and it's a good thing that people can talk about mental health a bit more, like how you're actually feeling a bit more. I think that it's a time now in life, really, after what we've all experienced the last couple of years, that we can definitely be more open and honest. And actually, we're all craving honesty in a time where it was like really unbalanced, where we didn't know what was going on. We didn't know how long we were going to be stuck in our houses for. We just crave people to just be honest with us. We can cope with the truth. We can cope with the hard facts if you're just honest with us. And I was talking today to my coach, my friend Michelle, and we were talking about this. We were talking about being mums and being really successful and kind of what comes with that. And something that I think that people don't talk about is this. And it's something that I've had to learn over time because it took me a long time to realize that you could have a coach and you could like reach out and be handheld through your journey. I didn't know that existed. I didn't work alongside anybody who kind of like was on the same maybe wavelength. I don't know if that's right because I'm a bit... So on the same like wavelength as me, the thought the same as me about business. Hey Luz, hey Donna, hey Marie, hey you guys. There's loads of you on today. Why are you all busy? I thought you'd be on catch up. Let me know if you're on live. Type live if you're on live, and then if you're watching the replay, type replay. I always like to go through and have a look. Morning, Jam. So I explain this, and over time, and this is a long period of time. I've been an entrepreneur now for 8 years. In 2016, I've spoke about this on my podcast. I've been really honest about it, that I had, I don't know what you want to call it, but I had a suicidal moment, if you like. And it was something I was really embarrassed about, especially because at that moment in time, I was earning the most I had ever earned till that point in my life. I was earning over 100,000 a month, and I was desperately unhappy. To the point I got to that point. And if it wasn't for Sean waking up when he did, I don't know what would have happened. And that really terrifies me. And as a result of that, I really went to work to figuring out me, like who I am, what matters most, how I want my life to look, what I want it to be like. Because success is one thing, but if it comes to the detriment of other things that are actually really important to you, then it's just not worth it. And no amount of money in the world, because what you find is when you have goals that, are those things, when you get there, it's never as fulfilling as what you think. So you're like, I want to make 1 million. Well, I got there fast and it didn't actually make me any happier. In fact, I was unhappier. When I say that, I want to talk to people who have got to the point where they feel like maybe they've achieved what they need to achieve, and they didn't quite get that feeling of like what they thought that they would get when they got there. And for people who like are really pushing themselves and are maybe achieving and too scared to slow down or too scared to reassess and change directions, all of you, I'm speaking to all of you because I've been there. And I explain it like this. It's called my elastic band theory. And If it seems weird to you, it's because I came up with it myself. And what goes on in here is sometimes really weird to other people. And I get it. Like, I'm not for everyone, and that's fine. But I explain it like this elastic band because a lot of people are scared to slow down. A lot of people feel like they have to be running at 1,000,000 miles an hour to become successful. Or, well, you've got to put all that work in, like you've got to. When actually, I learned ways and strategies that I didn't have to do that. I did it really wrong in the beginning. However, I've learned a lot, and that's why I coach a lot. So this is an elastic band, and you stepping back from your business is never going to be, or slowing down, or taking time, or reassessing, or focusing on parenting, or whatever, is like the elastic band theory. If you are pulled too far backwards, or you are pulled too far in this direction forwards, what could happen is that you snap. It's what I did back in 2016. You snap. Now, if this snaps, you can tie it back together. We've all done it, haven't we, when we've snapped a bobble and it's our last one. So annoying. You can tie it back together, but it'll never quite be as strong, will it? If you get to that point, that snapping point, it'll never quite be as strong again. So if you're pulled too far forward and it snaps, you've just burnt out. You've got to the end of whatever. You've had too many challenges. You're pushing too hard. You're neglecting maybe being a mum, maybe some other things in your life that are important. Drop me agree or a thumbs up or whatever in the comments to say, you know what I mean by this. You're pushing too far forward, that you're neglecting other things and you feel really guilty and you're living in that like guilt situation, which is never a great place to live. Or you relax too much and you do nothing so far back that snaps and you lose all the confidence that you had. You don't know how to get back started again. You don't know what step to take first. I've been in that situation where I've snapped. And it took me a long time to bring back that feeling that I had, kind of grown again, and that I had put myself back together and grown in strength again. So many of you agree. I'm glad I'm not on my own and you don't think I'm mental. So let me just explain this to you. If you're in a position where you've either succeeded and you made the money, you got the success, but yet still you feel like I should be achieving, I should be rushing forward, and I should be having another goal. Think about it like this. If you are pulling back, just gently, just slowing down a bit, you're taking time, maybe you just become a mum, maybe you're focusing in a different area of your life and business, maybe you've got multiple streams of income like me. I've got my network marketing, I've got my personal coaching brand at EmmaCooperOnline.com, I've got my courses, and maybe you're just slowing down in one area. What happens when you let go of this and you're ready to move forward again? You go so much faster. Just remember that sometimes when you're taking time, when you're slowing down, it's because you're preparing to propel yourself forward again, whether that's in a change of direction, whether that's in the same direction, whether you're just taking time, hey Jen, whether you're taking time to just be a mum or whatever. I don't want to talk about this too much because I don't want to get emotional. I've spoken about it this morning and I got emotional, so I don't think I'm in a space to. But when Nick was ill, there is nothing that you could have done that would motivate me to push forward and propel myself forward. Nothing you could have said that would make me take time away, precious time that I wanted with my sister. Nothing you could have done. So if you're a new mum and you're wondering why you're lacking motivation at moving forward in your business, or just right now, you don't have to be a new mum, like being a parent, your kids are teenagers and little rats causing you bother. Oh, hey, Jack, causing you bother, and you need to take that time backwards. Just remember that sometimes the best decisions, the best inspiration, the best creativity happens when you just take that time. And maybe you need to reassess and refocus and get ready to go again. But what you don't need to do is get to the point where you feel like you're doing too much this way, you're going to snap, or too much that way, you're going to snap. Because it takes you a long time to build back up that strength. I got to the point where I thought I'm going to snap and just walk away from everything. I've done it. I've done it a few times. And it's not a good place. And sometimes, I haven't got to the point of snapping. I've pulled myself back and thought, I recognize this because I always relate it to this elastic band theory. Just know that when you do take that lean back, this is where you can really, if you know it, if you're aware of it and you know this is where you're in, you're not riddled with guilt as in like, oh, I'm not doing enough and I should be more driven and I should be doing more. Then know that this is like an amazing place to be. An amazing place to be. This is what from Japan. Hello. I really want to go to Japan. So this is an amazing place to be. An amazing place to be. It's where you can really let creativity and ideas and inspiration flow. Don't make decisions too fast that you're just all over the show. You don't need to do that. Sometimes you just need to take a step back. Just sit in that space. Take even more of a step back if you need a break, because knowing you're doing that in the knowledge that when you do, when you're ready, it's going to go wild. Whatever you decide to do, whatever direction you decide to go in, whatever it is your next step, your next season in life, when you do that season, when you take that step in the knowledge that you've taken that break, you've let the creativity come in, you've thought about what you want. I also was talking to Michelle this morning. I said, isn't it funny when you ask yourself what you need, you always know the answer. Most of us will never be quiet and calm enough. We'll never stay in this phase and long enough to say, or a new nana, you're not a new nana. I'm going to message you after this, Jack. What? You never stay in that phase long enough to ask yourself and to listen, like, what do I need right now? I did that the other week. I've spoken about it on here. I needed privacy. Haven't been so busy on my socials. And you know what? I needed that time because what I came up with in that time is my next step forward. I've just released a free webinar masterclass that I'm going to be doing, and I'm going to be launching something at the end of that. It's going to be next Wednesday, the 13th. I'll drop the link in here. It's for network marketers, for my secrets of being a super recruiter. And I'm sharing that. And that came about because I took a little bit of a privacy time, not so busy. I got to think about what I wanted to do, how I wanted to serve, how I wanted to show up, who I wanted to make an impact with. And that free masterclass that I'm doing and the product on the end of it is a result of that. So don't get to snapping point. Don't think about just walking away from everything and like, none of this works. This is rubbish. I'm unhappy. Identify what you need. You'll know what you need. Ask yourself what you need and take the time to listen. Maybe it's a step back. Maybe it's a slow down, because the next step will be powerful. I will leave you with that thought today. Happy Thursday. I hope you have a wonderful day. If you want the link to the webinar that I was just talking about, type link in the comments and I will, myself or my team will reach out to you and we will send you over the link. Take care. Have a wonderful day.